17-foot-tall David, who was anatomically correct to a shocking degree. The Sistine Chapel ceiling, which is a grand painting of biblical narrations, and the Pietà, which is overflowing with beautiful narratives and emotions, are all artworks made by an artist who managed to beautifully utilize his thoughts to breathe life into cold marble. Michelangelo was an artistic genius, and the depth, thought, and meaning that went behind his work was something of wonder. Even though he's an amazing artist, it's important to remember that there was a point in time when he wasn't famous. There's always a turning point in the careers of masters. And for Michelangelo, it's a statue that resides in the heart of Vatican City beneath the dome of St. Peter's Basilica. The statue is a testament to the skill of human artistry and understanding. It's a timeless masterpiece that has inspired many artists, such as Raphael and Machiavelli. His turning point, the statue that finally gave him the recognition he deserved, was the beautiful and magnificent Pietà. Michelangelo Buonarroti was born on the 6th of March in 1475. He was born in Caprice, which today is called Caprice Michelangelo. He was a brother of 4, a son of a magistrate, and his mother stayed at home to feed and take care of him and his siblings. A few months after his birth, his family moved to Florence, where he was raised until he turned 6. As goes the tale of many artists, Michelangelo's mother died of a prolonged illness, and after his mother's death, he was sent to the town of Setaganio to live with the nanny and her husband. He was sent to the small town because his father owned a small farm and a marble quarry, which is where his love of marble began. Michelangelo was then sent to Florence to pursue a higher education, but to the dismay of his teachers, and most likely his father, he took no interest in his studies. Instead, Michelangelo took a heavy interest in painting, specifically mimicking works of master painters. Before talking about Michelangelo's next stage in his life, there's a lot of important information necessary. Michelangelo grew up during the Renaissance, which is a French word for rebirth. The name is fitting because the Renaissance was a rebirth of art and literature. The discovery of Old Greek and Roman works of art, architecture, and literature helped inspire people worldwide. That inspiration led to people having more of a desire to follow the arts, which led to the development of training. The training during this time was incredible, but it was also very difficult. There was no official institutions for artists to go to, so if they wanted to advance in the art world and hone their skills, they had to work in a bottega, which is practically an artist guild, and they were also overseen by a master. The goal of working in a guild was to work your way up, and the ideal ending of their apprenticeship journey was to provide beautiful artwork to the wealthy and respected. Apprentices were called garzoni, and garzoni performed manual work assigned to them by the master. Work consisted of prepping canvases, cleaning the guild, grinding paint, and much more. While performing manual labor, they were also expected to rigorously learn anatomy. But there were some perks. They were allowed to travel the world to observe beautiful works of art so that they could hone their skills and mimic to gain a better understanding of the pieces. Models were brought into the guild to sketch often so they could understand the detail of the human body. And finally, after years of painstaking study, the garzoni would eventually be allowed to help their master in painting and sculpting. Once the apprentice created a piece worthy of the master's approval, the garzoni would finally graduate and officially take their place with the masters. Michelangelo began his apprenticeship journey in 1488 at the age of 13, which was very late to start an apprenticeship, but in the end it didn't really matter. Apprenticeships usually last for 3 years. But Michelangelo left after only one because there was nothing left for him to learn. At 14, he was already showing signs of great talent and skill, and because of this, he had garnered the attention of Lorenzo de' Medici, who was practically the leader of Florence. The Medici were a powerful banking family that was well known for architecture and, most importantly, their sponsorship of the arts. This is crucial information because they enjoyed being surrounded by the best of the best, and that included Michelangelo. The attention of the Medici family greatly benefited Michelangelo. Not only did it help him gain a higher social standing, but it also gave him access to their large art gallery, which consisted of ancient Roman and Greek artworks. Lorenzo de' Medici wasn't exactly known for having an interest in art. However, he mostly had art for political purposes. Florence at this time was considered a city of arts and had some of the most talented poets, painters, and sculptors of its times. However, it was slowly becoming less promising for aspiring artists, as the demand for large commissions wasn't as great as before. Very prominent artists, such as Leonardo da Vinci, were beginning to move away in hopes of finding better work elsewhere. And when the Medicis were overthrown in 1494, Michelangelo left alongside them. Over the next couple of years, he worked on various projects, and his talent was greatly praised and his work did not fall short of expectations. It wasn't much, but it still boosted his reputation. But it wasn't until 1498 in his career that everything changed. In 1497, Michelangelo was commissioned to start the Pietà by a French ambassador. The Pietà was a sculpture that showed the Virgin Mary grieving over the body of Jesus, and the commission was very complex. The reason was that the statue had to be carved out of a single block of marble, and it also had to feature two human figures, which was very rare and hard to do at the time. The project was already very technical, but to go above and beyond, Michelangelo used a triangle shape for the overall structure and composition of the Pietà to create a more compelling silhouette and to catch the watcher's eyes better. Mary's head is used as the tip of the triangle, then the bottom points are made by the feet of Jesus, and the third point of the triangle is the pedestal that is used to prop Mary's feet. Michelangelo also used other and more rounder shapes to create harmony within the work. The round edges on the statue helped give shadow and depth to the work. His technique helped him garner massive amounts of respect and admiration from artists. It's also a reason why the Pietà became so popular. The popularity of the statue cemented his position as a profound artist and helped him gain more opportunities and job offers. Word spread around about the Pietà, and people from all around came to see it. It became so popular that someone had tried to pass it off as theirs. That infuriated Michelangelo, so much so that the Pietà became his only piece of work ever signed. People also began calling him a Godfather of the Renaissance. This was officially proven after his commission of the David, which further proved his amazing technical skill. In modern times, people are still in awe of his work and talent. There's a reason art students learn about him in art history, and why people still travel around the world to see his art. The Pietà is the statue that let him show the world what he was capable of, and it's a statue that helped him garner well-deserved recognition and well-deserved opportunities.